Hello everyone, Ryan here with Product Impressions. One of the first videos that I ever did on this channel was actually for the Oura ring. It's something that I've been wearing basically every day since this is the second generation since this one came out. So that was several years ago. And recently, the third generation Oura ring came out. So I thought that I would do a quick unboxing and compare what you get from the second generation versus the third generation, and is it worth it to actually upgrade. So let's go ahead and pop this open, get it all set up. So this is the box that it comes in. Very nice plain white box with a little bit of blue text on there. Absolutely nothing on there except for a simple description saying what size and style of ring. So let's go ahead and pop it open. And there we go. Here is the ring on the charger. I believe the charger is remaining exactly the same. There's another nice USB-C cable, which I must say I'm still using the one that came with the second gen ring. It's very nice, very flexible, and actually has data transfer instead of just power. So it's a very nice USB-C cable that comes with it. I'm guessing these are some just basic descriptions about setting it up and what have you. Yep. How to charge it. Put it on the stand, connect the power, download the app, open the app, make sure it's fully charged. That's pretty much it. And there are other paperwork. Pretty standard for electronics. It looks like basically nothing much has changed here. So this is the new charger, and here's the old one. You can just see the old one has been used a little bit. That's about the only difference. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this set up and charged, and we'll see about comparing it to the second generation ring. Alright, so I've been using this new Oura ring, the third generation one, for several weeks now, and I figured I would give my thoughts on what's changed between the second generation and the third generation and how things are used. So first off, let's take a look at the hardware. So this is the second generation ring on its little charger, and this is the third generation charger. Basically, these are absolutely identical. The only change that I've seen between the two generations is the new one. When the ring finishes charging, the light on the front actually turns green, which is a very nice change. On the second generation one, as it's charging, the light would slowly get brighter and dim and brighter and dim. And if it was fully charged, the light just lit up and stayed solid. It's serviceable, it's good, but I definitely think that switching to having the LED change color is a definite improvement, because with this one you might have to stare at it for a few seconds in order to tell if it's actually on or not, or fully charged. Whereas with the new one, it comes on, it stays green. Very easy to tell. For the rings themselves, the main thing that I noticed shortly after putting this on is, for some reason, the new one just feels a little bit more comfortable. I got the exact same size of ring. Here they are stacked on top of each other. They are the same thickness, the same edges on the front. The black is a little bit darker on the new one. It's entirely possible that the older one has somehow changed over the past few years as I've been wearing it, but in general, I would say the black is a little bit blacker. This is supposed to be the same style, a shiny black one. So there's the old one and the new one. It's the same all the way around. You can definitely see marks on my old one from when I was wearing it for different things, exercise and what have you. For some reason, the new one is a little bit more comfortable. I'm guessing it looks like there might be a little bit more of a rounding to the actual edges of the ring, you know, so that it's not cutting into your finger as much when you first put it on. That's something that you don't really notice after you've been wearing it for a little while, because as with any ring, you just get used to the feeling of it being there and you no longer notice it anymore. But still, it is nice that it is a little bit more comfortable. Other changes as far as how this ring works, I have no idea how the audio or video are going to show up because I'm having to use a different camera for this, but you know, as you can see, this is my normal phone. It syncs to this. Normally I use this for making videos. It's the Pixel 4a, but so you can see this is the basic display that you see if you turn it on during the day. We've got activity progress. So far, I've only 74 calories burned out of the target of 600. The next thing you can see is heart rate. This is something that is new with the 3rd generation of the Ring. Normally, it only took your heart rate as you were sleeping. In this case now, it does actively track it throughout the day. The one weird thing is it will track your heart rate during exercise, but you cannot actually see your heart rate during exercise. It will only show it in the past tense. So if you're planning on actually tracking your heart rate to make sure that you aren't going over a certain number while you're exercising or something like that, this isn't going to do it. One thing you can just kind of tap that, the little heart button there. You can see it's processing. It's measuring my heart rate. Please hold still. And there we go. Now it is actively tracking my heart rate. It won't do this if you're being very active, but hopefully we can see something on here. No, as soon as I took it off of my finger, there are little green LEDs in there that are used to help track your heart rate as it's going. The only reason why I even noticed that is at one point when I was falling asleep, I looked at my hand and saw a green light coming out from around the band on the Ring. So it's not a big deal. I just happened to notice it. I thought it was funny, thought I would share it with you. Otherwise, the information that you will see is pretty much the same as it was before with the 2nd generation. You do get a readiness score based on how well you slept, how your heart rate has fluctuated over the night, things like that. A sleep score, once again, how long you slept, how your heart rate was changing over the course of the night. It will give you different bits of advice. Like here you can see it's telling me something about my evening routine. My heart rate shows that my body was working hard to recover, but your readiness is still good. Try to find some time to rest today. There are other times where if your heart rate takes a long time to slow down, it says, did you eat a meal too late? Things like that. So it will give you some advice on how you might be able to sleep better. And also for your bedtime tonight, it says my ideal bedtime is between 9:45 and 10:30. Last night I went to bed at 10:11. So yay, go me. You can also you can look a little bit more in detail on things. So in the readiness score, it can show you, I got an 88. Here are all the different things that go into it. Resting heart rate variability, body temperature, recovery index, sleep balance, previous day's activity, current activity balance. So a lot of things go into this. Same again, looking at the sleep, you can see how long, how efficient, how restful, amount of REM sleep, deep sleep, time to fall asleep, things like that. So it's taking into account a lot of information. If I go back to the home, you can add information about workouts. You can go into unguided meditation sessions, or you can, well, that's basically it. You can add a tag. So if you did something in particular during the day, you want to mark that for future reference, you can do that. When you are falling asleep, another thing that they've added are sleep stories, which are, relaxing stories. The one that I particularly like is a story about going to the moon, which is, very nice and relaxing. There are other ones about taking a walk through wilderness, going on a train ride, things like that. Just, nice, simple stories to try and help you fall asleep. So if that's something that would help you, then it is there for you. There is also supposed to be guided meditations and whatnot. Apparently not so much on the Android yet. There are some features that are available on Apple devices like iPhones that are not yet available on Android. So I brought up their website here just to make sure that I didn't actually forget about anything while I was talking here. So I've already mentioned the 24/7 heart rate monitoring. The next thing, introducing 7 temperature sensors. It is supposed to be much better with your temperature. It seems to be fairly accurate. I don't really know. I haven't been sick and haven't taken my temperature. But one thing that they do specify that will be tracked with this is if you are a female user, it will track your menstrual cycle and give you heads up as to say like, oh, your period's going to start in 5 to 7 days, something like that. I cannot confirm nor deny this. From what I understand, it works on iPhone. They are hoping to have it work on Android at some point early next year. They did send an email out about that to those of us who have it. That's neither here nor there for me, but if that is something of interest to you, it should be available right now if you have an iPhone, or coming soon in the next few months if you are on an Android device. It does adapt and respond to you. The only point where I found, and this is not specific to the new one or not, but if you've been watching my videos, I do play guitar, and this ring is on the hand that I would use for strumming. So if I'm playing guitar for any amount of time, it thinks that I am phenomenally active, and it tracks the calories in theory. That goes up way faster if I'm playing guitar than if I'm even lifting weights or going for a walk or anything like that. So I don't know exactly how those compare. I would guess that playing guitar is comparable to going for a walk or something like that, but in any case, it seems to think that I'm burning far more calories when I'm playing guitar than otherwise. Guided audio sessions, videos, and whatnot for meditation. Very nice, I already mentioned that. Bedtime tips, yes. And in theory, oxygenation, blood oxygenation should be coming soon. So again, this is something that they're hoping to add with all of the new sensors and everything that they've put in. And that is pretty much it. So if you have any questions about the updates, the other thing that I should mention is they have changed their pricing. The rings, I believe, are still in the like $200, $250 range, depending on what color and style you're getting. But they have changed it from being a free-to-use device to requiring a subscription fee for all of the ratings and everything if you are not a legacy quote-unquote user. Since I had the Gen 2 ring, I'm using it for free still, but they are going to be charging new users $6 per month. So that's probably not a big deal if you are looking at $250 fitness trackers, but it is something to be aware of. Over the course of a couple of years, you are going to be spending about as much money on the service as you would buying another fitness tracker. So it's just something to consider if you are really considering getting one of these rings. Yeah. All right. So hopefully this has been of some help to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer if I can. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.